Hi, good morning, Priyanka. Priyanka, am I audible?
Good morning, sir.
Hi, very good morning. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Sir.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So, in the last session, we have seen the tax calculations. Yeah, basically, we have discussed about the tax procedure. In the tax procedure, we have seen how the control will be there for the tax calculations and the posting. Okay, so we have the concepts of condition types. So using this condition type with the sequential sequence of steps, yeah, we specify how the system have to calculate at the particular tax amount. Yeah, whether it's a we generally have made as input tax, or at the same time, if it is a CGST SGST kind of thing, we can use the same concept. The concept will be like from where to calculate the tax. So we have the base amount as a purchase value or a sale value. On that, we calculate the tax, whether it's a CGST, SGST, or IGST. So with this control, we have seen we will be creating tax code later. At the time of tax code creation, we will specify the tax rates. Whether it's a CGST, SGST, in that particular line, we specify, okay, 5% to be calculated, or with a tax code for IGST, yeah, in another step, 10% to be calculated. So this was a control with the calculation of taxes. We use the concept of condition type. Anyway, behind that we have the access sequence and all. Okay, let it be there. So steps with condition types, and also once the amount has been calculated, we have the concept of accounting keys or transaction keys for making the amount posting, automatic posting. We have already discussed multiple times about the account determination, like GLs to be assigned for the automatic posting using some transaction keys. Okay, all these things we have seen before, we have already gone through. The same way, we have another type of accounting keys. Here we say accounting key, but it's the same transaction keys only. Yeah, we use for the posting of tax values or tax amounts. Okay, so what we have done is we have made the control for calculating the tax, and after that we have assigned the GL accounts for automatic posting to that particular transaction keys or accounting keys. Yeah, so we have created one tax procedure with all the controls. Anyway, taxes are like country specific settings, not a company code specific setting. So we have assigned the tax procedure to the country code. And after that, with the tax procedure, with this control, we have made the tax codes. Okay. So in the input tax, like we can specify how much will be the tax rate to be say updated. Yeah, with the tax code, with the same logic, we have given the values, the rate. Okay. Anyway, we have created some tax codes for input and output taxes, some 10% and all. After that, we have activated the our purchase and sales account for tax posting. Before, like we were not doing any transaction with tax postings, any purchase or asset values we were been doing directly without any tax processing and all. Yeah. So now you can see system will calculate the tax also. We have made the configuration for that. Now the purchase value or sales GL account balance will be like updated for the tax calculation. Yeah, we have activated for that. And also the same way, we have defined the GL accounts for tax amounts to be posted, and the assignment also we have made. So this transaction keys we have already given to the tax procedure. To the same transaction keys we have given the GL accounts assigned. Okay. And after that, we have made a transaction. So by transaction, we have seen that purchase value have been taken as the base value for the calculation of tax. On that, system has calculated the tax 10% based on the tax code we have specified. So that amount have been updated, and the total value you can see have been assigned to the vendor. the same way like sales also. Okay, an output tax will be updated based on the tax code we specify with the sale value. This is the basic of GST or input tax or purchase on sales. Tax on purchase or sale will be calculated and posted. Yeah. And after that, it was the creation of house banks. So basically, like house banks, with all the bank accounts we use have to be created as a house bank account. So house bank account will be created with a house bank and a bank key and an account ID. Yeah, the house bank is the identification to identify the bank, and normally bank key we specifically add for identifying the branch details and all. So normally we use the IFSC code as the bank key. Normally we do like that. And account number, yeah, we will add as a account ID. So there will be a unique combination like this. Okay, a bank, branch, and the account number. Okay, so with this one, we will assign the number, and also one GL have to be like assigned to each account number. Yeah, so the GL we have created, then using the GL, we have defined the house bank. In that, we have added the branch details as a bank key using the IFSC code, and on account ID have been updated. There we have given the number as well as the GL. So whenever we want to post a transaction from this specific bank account, we will be posting from this GL. Okay, then only system will consider this one as a payment transaction from this house bank account or bank account. Okay. So we got a house bank with an account ID. Yeah, and after that, with the house bank, we had another topic, that is check management, the usages of check. So first of all, we have defined some check data, check details. We say check lot. This is nothing but we can say as a checkbook detail. Yeah. So we have updated a checkbook of 50 check leaves. There, different type of usages we have updated to the system. First, we have seen how we can create a manual check, like how we will update the data to a check. So we know that what are the data or details we will be updating or assigning to a particular check number or a check. We'll specify the date, we will add the like pay details or the amount. So all these things we can get from a payment transaction. So remember, this payment transaction, if this is the check we have to specify, we know this check is from this account ID. Yeah, this account ID. So the payment transaction also have to be posted from that specific GL. So any transaction which has been made, I mean credit transaction which has been made from this GL account can be considered as a payment entry from this bank account or from this using this check. Okay, remember it should be like that. Anyway, a payment document we have to make first. Using that payment document, or we will attach that payment document to the check number. So the check will be identified by the company code, house bank, and account ID, and the payment document, as we know, like will be identified uniquely by the combination of a what we can say a house bank, company code, fiscal year, and a number. So by combining these two data, we will get the detail like the payment transaction or details will be updated to this particular check. Okay. So using check register, we have seen the data, how system has digitally updated the details. After that, it was some kind of voiding. So voiding means nothing but the removing the data from the check or making the check like unusable, not usable. Yeah. So it can be a check which is already been updated with the payment details, or it can be a check which we have not ever used. So we have discussed about some scenarios like maybe a check we have not used, but still it got damaged. Maybe physically, if it is not possible to provide to someone or to be used, so we may have to void that unissued check. That check will be considered as an unissued check. So we can void the check because physically and the digital record also always should match. Okay, so some check, if it is not possible to use physically, then in the system also we have to update that it's a like an unusable check, even though it's not used still. Okay, so we use the concept of voiding of unissued check for that to remove the check data as an usable check. The same way we have to void sometimes some issued check also. We have updated the data, all the things digitally into the system, and we found that physically if it is not possible to we can issue or to be used, then that type of things we can consider as voiding of issued check. Yeah, so issued check. Check renumbering is nothing but the voiding of issued check. Yeah, some check we have created, and physically if it is not possible to use, we may have to provide another check. So most probably the next check we will be using to provide in this case. So that type of scenario we can add with a check renumbering. So it would be to the very next number. Yeah, a check we have created, and physically if it is not possible to process, then normally we will use the very next check. So that type of activity we can do with check renumbering. The payment document we have assigned to the check number will be like updated or transferred to the very next check number. That is check renumbering. Okay. And the last one was cancellation of check payment. This cancellation of check payment is nothing but like we have made the payment and we have issued the check, and later only we have recognized this payment have to be not to make this payment. Yeah, the reason can be anything, maybe wrong entry or anyway. We have to cancel the check payment. So the transaction also have to be reversed. However, we have made the check, yeah, and we were we were ready to issue the check, but that moment we have identified this check, the payment have to be stopped. Then the check have to be voided, that issued check have to be voided, or the transaction attached to this check also have to be reversed. So both the scenarios we can do manually separately by avoiding the issued check by FCH9, or the transaction can be void by reversed by FP08. But both the things simultaneously we can do using the cancellation of check payment FCH8. So system will void the check and also will post a reverse transaction engine. Yeah, so that was cancellation of check payment. So these are the main points like we have discussed in the last session. So any more questions from this, from the house bank or tax or even the check management? Any question? All right. So our next topic will be APP. So what is APP? Harish? APP?
I just know the abbreviation, automatic payment setup,
Yeah. Automatic payment?
payment processing, something.
Yeah, correct. So APP is nothing but automatic payment program. Okay. Then what is this automatic payment program? Any more idea, Harish? Priyanka, Rameshwar? Say this automatic payment program is a particular type of tool, SAP tool we use to manage mass payment transactions. Okay, so bulk payment transaction we can do using this tool, automatic payment program. It can be incoming payment or outgoing payment. Yeah, payable or receivable balance entries can be posted like in a mass using this automatic payment program tool. Then there will be certain condition to process the transaction, like which are the we have to specify. Okay, let's say like we consider 10 vendors for the transaction. Okay, so it doesn't mean if we specify all the 10 vendors, the payment will go directly or the payment will be posted directly. Yeah. So here system will consider a lot of scenarios. Scenarios in the sense we have to go for payment methods. First of all, payment method. So what payment method have to be used? We have different payment methods like C for check or T for online transfer. It goes like that. So which payment method we have to specify? Think about the payment processing we are making with payment payment method C. So out of this 10 vendors, okay, so let's think about we have only 9 vendors have the payment which is due. So system will consider if the amount is due on a particular date. Let's say today we are making the transaction 17th of June. Okay, using the payment method C. Yeah, then system will consider like, is there any due payments are there? So after this we can say only 9 vendors have some due payments, due date. Yeah, and like one vendor have some amount but it is not due today, so system will ignore that one. And again, payment method. Okay, let's say like only maybe 7 vendors is using the payment method C. The remaining vendors are using maybe online transfer or any other payment method. Okay, so again system will ignore 2, so it will be 7. And again system will check the amount. So there will be some minimum amount and maximum amount activation. Okay, even over from the check level or from the company code level. So let's say we have the minimum amount of 1,000 rupees. Yeah. So out of the 7, 2 vendors having the payable balance below 1,000. Okay, and it will again take 5. So based on some conditions, yeah, system will filter some vendors, yeah, and that vendors will get paid. Okay, so when we take this 10 vendors, out of that total receive or payable balance be 1 lakh. Okay, and by all this filtering, okay, finally it will be maybe 55,000. System will ignore all the vendors with a different payment method which is not due or with amount limit. Yeah, so all these, out of this, all this criteria, system will filter to only 5 vendors to be paid. Out of that, only 55,000 to be paid in total. Maybe out of this 5 vendors, let the total transaction be, or to open invoices be, let's say maybe 8 transactions, or maybe the total 10 vendors, we may have a total transaction of 15 invoices are there open with total 10 vendors, 1 lakh rupee. But system will check all these checkpoints and will identify that only 5 vendors to be paid, 8 transactions are there, open invoices are there, and this amount is there. So system will automatically pay this amount to that 5 vendors. So 5 transactions will be posted. Total amount of 55,000. Yeah, for 8 open invoices will be posted by the system. 5 vendors, 5 transactions, payable balance. So this is how an automatic payment program will work. So we have to specify all this data. We have to make all the configuration, like what are the payment methods we can use. Okay, so what will be the maybe the amount limitations and all. Yeah. So first we have to set the configuration, then we will run the program. Once we run the program, yeah, system will do like this. Even though we specify this much of vendors, then based on the criteria or the configuration, system will filter to a particular number of vendors or amount, or even the open invoices, and the payment will be made automatically. Yeah, it can be a receivable balance with a customer, or it can be a payable balance with the vendor. Anyway, payable, and we can generally say payable or receivable balance can be posted with vendors or customers. So this is how it works. Yeah, automatic payment program. So first we have to make the entire configuration. Okay, so app configuration first.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Ramesh.
Sir, this APP and F110 are interrelated or connected by any chance?
F110 is app only.
Automatic program.
Yes, we are going to run this app with F110 only.
Yeah, understand. Yeah.
Yeah, this is app only.
Yeah.
So how? Okay, I think Ramesh, you might have been using this program, right?
Yes, sir. In my project, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, like, how you make the payment with any what we can say approval or directly?
Sir, I'm in a support project, so we just check the if payment failure, then we just check the jobs and what was the error, and so we work accordingly. So based on the error, so we didn't run
Good,
the
very good.
yeah.
Okay. So can you just share some experiences with, like, what are the normal errors that you have been gone through?
Suppose some IBAN number is missing
Okay.
about the payment, some account number is missing,
Okay.
like this. So we just need to confirm with the user that they are using the correct data, or
Yes. Yes.
if they don't have it, then we need to check with their supervisors.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is what I said. System have to match with what the configuration and the data. Say, for example, we have given the payment method C or some IBAN number or some particular detail as a mandatory field for this payment processing. And for the vendors, if you are not updated, say, for example, consider only one vendor we have selected, yeah, for this program, and we are going to make this entry using the payment like what you can say by payment method C. And think about this vendor have been not assigned with any payment method, or if it is a different one, system will not complete the transaction. Okay, actually it's not an error, but we feel like system is not paying to that vendor. Then when we check with the backend, we can see that here that the configuration or the parameter is not matching with the vendor we have selected. Okay, maybe wrongly have given a different payment method, or they might have not given any payment method. The reason can be anything. Okay, this is why I asked you, like, Ramesh. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, fine. So we will see the configuration level. We will see, like, all this data, and we can see how system will go with some matched data, and how system will ignore the data which is not matching with the configuration or the parameter. Okay, let's see. All right. So go for configuration. There we will do update all these things, the amount limitation and all. Okay, let's go for FBZP with the configuration. Anyway, some vendor balances are there already open here. Let's keep here. FBZP. Yeah, so we have 6 levels of configurations to be done, and also, yeah, so here we have to specify in the configuration level, we will specify like from which bank account this payment have to be moved. Yeah, so the automatic transaction posting, we set account determination. Yeah, multiple times we have discussed about what is an account determination. Now here system automatically take some bank account, yeah, for making the payment. So that we say bank determination. The same like account determination. Automatically system will take which bank to be considered for the transaction. Okay, so anyway, we have to have a house bank for that. Yeah, so before bank determination, if you don't have the particular house bank, just go and create a house bank. Okay, then come to here. See, anyone remember what is the code that we have used to create a house bank?
F512.
F512. See, here also you will get the same screen. It's the same screen like F512. You can use here also to create a bank. Okay, So this is nothing like a different scenario. Yeah, if you want to create a new house bank, you can create from here before doing the determination. Okay, we will come in the sequence, but at the time of bank account specification, yeah, if you want to go for a new bank, then you can create house bank here and you can do the assignment. Okay, anyway, so coming from here, our first configuration, all company codes. We will go for minimum configuration only. So we are not going to do all the things. Yeah, a minimum configuration we will do to make the payment. Anyway, first we'll go for all company codes. All company codes, like why all company codes? What is the concept of all company codes? We are using one company code, then why all company code? See, what is the company code? Our company code is
RT0.
01.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so think about, we are going to make the configuration for company code RT01. Reliance Technologies, right? Okay, Reliance Telecom. Okay, fine. See, here we are we're going to process some payment, the configuration to process the payment. Okay, so here we have a concept of a paying company code and a sending company code. Then what is a paying company code and what is a sending company code? See here, let's say a different company code have made a purchase for us. Yeah, let's say Reliance Petroleum 01. Okay, it may any company code. See, this company code have made the purchase for us. So which means that we don't have any direct interaction to the party for the purchase. RP01 have made a centralized sender purchase, and the goods have been received by us. So that company code, you can say a sending company code. So the invoice will be like or the purchase order will be generated by this company code. That is a sending company code. Then what is a paying company code? See, the payment can be done by a different company code. Okay, that would be Reliance Fresh 01. See, we got the goods. We are just going to make the run the transaction. Consider that for us, this company code have made the purchase, and for that purchase, this company code will make the payment. So we can have different company codes like this. Most probably, or like most of the cases, all these will be the same, but still we have the provision like that. Yeah, so the purchase will be made by this one and the payment will be made by this one. So we will not be having any direct interaction with the vendor. Yeah, it will be like by the sending company code for the invoicing and the paying company code for the payment. So this is sending company code and paying company code. So here with all company codes, we can specify for which company code we are going to make the configuration, then which can be the sending company code and which can be the paying company code.
In our case, both are same.
Yeah, for our case, we can say both are same, or even the sending company code is not mandatory, but paying company code is always mandatory because we are going to make the configuration for the payment. Yeah, if it is different, we can specify different company code. This is why the specification of all company codes. Okay. So beyond that, there are configurations like, say, special GL transactions. Is there any special GL transactions we have made?
Advances.
Yeah, advance payments. See, here even system can process some advance payments. Advance payment in the sense, if we have any payment request. Yeah, so think about, we have a payment request from one of the vendor. Yeah, not only all the open invoices. So here we said, okay, this much open invoices are there out for 5 vendors and this amount can be paid. Think about one of the vendor, we have a payment request. Okay, so on that payment request also payment can be made, not always against an invoice. Not always against an invoice. Some payment request also can be processed to make the payment. Okay, so advanced transaction is a special GL transaction. What was the special GL indicator for advance?
A.
A. Okay, so we use the special GL indicator F for making the payment request. Payment request. Yeah. We can do some, anyway, this is customer payment request, not a fine issue. Yeah, payment request we can make here. So there you can see normally use special GL indicator F for down payment request. Okay, so any special GL transaction also have to be processed with this configuration. Then we can specify here. Yeah, so from vendor specific transaction or customer specific transaction, some special GL transactions also can be considered. Anyway, so here the main thing is to specify the paying company code for the company code. Yeah, save it. Let's go back. Come to the paying company code. The paying company code, we can specify what can be the minimum amount of incoming or outgoing payment. Yeah. So for RT01, let's say we make a payment if the payable balance is above 100 rupees. Yeah, this is what we said here. This is the minimum amount. So any transaction is available pending with any of the vendors we specify. If which is below this minimum balance, then system will not consider for the payment. Yeah, so that is 100 rupees. You can save here. Come to the payment methods in country. Payment methods in country. So it's not a company code specific data, it's a country specific data. Okay, so in India, like which are the payment methods we can be used? So most of things are copied only. Okay, normally we'll be having bank transfer T or C check. Okay, the remaining are copied payment methods. So we can specify for our transaction like which payment method to be used. You can go for some default payment method, either C or T, or even we can specify a new one. Let's go for payment method C with the transaction in India. Let's check C, double click on this India C. So here with this configuration, we are going to make the or use the payment method C for outgoing payments. Our classification will be check. So coming down, there will be some certain data. You can see here, see this is also can be an error. System will not consider, or it's not a system error, but system may ignore. So for example, this one, all the conditions are satisfying. The amount is due, the payment method is C, yeah, like the amount is higher than the minimum amount. Okay, so everything will be satisfied. Still, the system will not pay the vendor. Only one vendor we have selected. Again, yeah, if we check the balance, it will be due, payment method will be same, activated, assigned. But again, if we closely check here, you can see some required master record specification. So two data you can see will be here. If the vendor is not satisfying with these details, we know for the vendor, we may have a lot of details like contact communication details and everything will be there. Okay, but still in the configuration for the payment, we say that street or post box number are required data. And if that particular vendor is missing with these details, again, system will ignore that vendor. Okay, so here, if it is like required, yeah, then make sure that our vendor is updated with all these details. Otherwise, system will ignore that vendor, even though the rest of the parameters or criteria is satisfying. Yeah. Anyway, it's not a company code specific data; it's a country specific data. So whatever the change we make here will be affected by the entire system. Okay. So anyway, so here both the cases are blank now. So for any vendor, even though if you don't have this data, system will consider that one. First thing. Second thing is with the document type. What was the use of document type? Like generally we use for, there are a lot of things, but one of the reason we started from there only.
Here for posting accounting entry for this payment.
Yes. So then what will be taken from the document? Anyway, all the thing configurations will be considered, but still, yeah, system will be posting using this payment method. Sorry, document type. We know that all the transactions will be having a particular document type. Okay. So here we will specify what payment or document type to be used, whether the there we know like the number range will be there, the account type specifications will be there. All these things will be updated using a document type. Yeah, normally we use ZP for the payment transaction, like automatic payment transaction. Then it will be easy for us to identify whether this is an automatic payment or a manual payment. Manual payment we will be making with KZ. Okay, so automatic payment normally we use ZP, the real scenario. Okay, anyway, we can go with KZ because we have all the configuration done with KZ, the number range and everything is there. Okay, KZ. Fine. So we are going to use payment method C, country key India, then payment method in company code. So for our paying company code, RT01, which payment method we are going to use? We will use payment method C. Okay, so for making the payment using the payment method C from this company code, what can be the minimum amount and what can be the maximum amount? So the amount between this range only will be paid using this payment method C. Let's consider the due date also. Yeah. Save. So payment method level limit again. Go back. Then with the bank determination. So here we have to specify from which bank account the payment have to be made. Again, if we don't have a payment like a house bank, or if you have to use a different house bank, then first create a house bank from here. So how we have made like before, same way, you can create a house bank here, and that house bank accounts can be used over here for the determination. Anyway, we have one house bank. What was our house bank?
HDFC.
Yeah, HDFC. Okay, so this house bank we can use for the moment. Okay. So go for bank determination. Company code RT01. Just a moment. Yeah, so company code RT01. And remember, this is with the paying company code. Okay, so we are making the configuration with RT01, but if the paying company code is a different one, make sure that the house bank have to be created on that company code, not to us. Okay, for our case, like both are same, so that's why we can go with that. Yeah. Anyway, so RT01, just go for the ranking order first. Ranking order is nothing but, see, we have two house bank. Okay, we have an HDFC bank account and we have an SBI bank account. Okay, so up to some amount, we will go from HDFC first. Beyond that, like some other limit, we'll go for second bank. So we have to specify the priority, like, or the sequence, like how the banks have to be considered for the transaction. Okay, so we will start the payment amount from HDFC first. So we can specify this is 1 and 2. So this is ranking order. What is the sequence of making the payment? Okay, so ranking order. So for us, like, we have only one bank, we can consider that one as order number 1. Event is for payment method. This is payment method C. Yeah, for currency INR, we can make number 1 as the house bank HDFC. If we have more bank, we can make it as 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, so HDFC. Then HDFC house bank have been specified. We know the transaction is not going from house bank but from the account ID. Yeah, account ID we update with the bank accounts. In HDFC itself, if we have multiple account numbers, or which bank account to be used from that particular house bank. Bank accounts specify. So in HDFC, the payment method, what is the payment method? C. Currency INR. See, which account ID? In sequence, we can specify if we have more. Yeah. From this bank account, we have to make the payment. Then here, the bank account, sub account. So normally we have the concept of bank account sub and main account. Yeah, bank account sub and main. Main bank account and sub account. Normally we use this concept for the banking reconciliation statements, BRS. So what is bank reconciliation? What is the concept of bank reconciliation?
Matching transactions between bank statement and our accounting records.
Correct, exactly. Okay, so we make the bank reconciliation for, so yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, we have, okay, BRS. Okay, so always we keep our bank statement and our account like synchronized or equal. Okay, so here what we do is, anyway, we don't have the bank reconciliation statement, but still the concept is like we use separate GL account for mapping or making the transactions of incoming and outgoing payments. Okay, so for example, we have HDFC bank account. Yeah, so we will have separate GL that is.
Sir, your voice is very low.
Yeah, is it audible now?
Better.
Okay. Yeah, so we use HDFC receipt account and HDFC receipt GL and HDFC payment or issue GL, and we'll be having HDFC main account. 3 separate GL we always maintain to map all the transactions. Okay, and also there is a general way, like if we have the 2 series, maybe 210 series to map all the bank GL, then 210 or 230. Let this be the GL account number. The 0 series we always make with main. 210231 will be our receipt account. 210232 will be our issue account or payment account. Okay, so generally we create GLs like this, and we name the GLs like this. Then what we do is all the payments or outgoing payments we will be making with this GL account. All the receipt we'll be making with this account, and only the confirmed transaction by the bank, yeah, we will transfer from this account to this account. Say for example, we made a check payment to a vendor on today's date, yeah, but only for us we make the payment to the bank account, but it will not be matching with the bank statement. So think about, we made the payment on 17th of June. Okay, but the bank have confirmed the transaction, or maybe the vendor might have taken the transaction on 18th of June. Then how it is going to match? Yeah, as per our bank statement, 18 is the payment date, but for in our book of records, 17 is the payment date. So it's never going to match. For overcoming like this type of situations, what we do is we make the transaction with the HDFC Bank payment account with this date. So how we can identify like when the transaction have been happened, what time we can confirm that the payment have been made on 18. How we can come to know the vendor have taken the amount on 18 only? The actual date of transaction or the payment entry was on 18. How we can get to know this date? From where we'll get the details? Harish?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Missed
Where
your
you will,
question.
I'm sorry?
I missed your question.
See, this day we made the payment to the vendor. So
Okay.
we made the entry in our system like 17th of June.
Correct.
But this is not the actual date that the payment have been made from our bank account.
Okay.
So the vendor have taken the amount from the next day, 18th.
Okay.
So the actual date of the payment was 18, but our book of records is 17.
Yeah.
Then how we can know that 18, or if it's a different date, is the actual date of payment? How we will come to know this date?
From bank statement, we will get to know
Simple.
the exact date.
Correct. Simple. Okay. So once we receive the bank statement, we can see that the transaction have been made on 18. Then what we do is, so here the payment will be made. Okay, that payment we will transfer. We will debit from here and we will credit to this HDFC account on 18. So whenever you check the HDFC main account, the bank statement and the main account will be having exactly the same data. Yeah, in HDFC main account, you can see that on 18, this transaction have been posted. This amount has been posted. Okay, so only the bank confirmed incoming or outgoing payments will be transferred to the main account. Otherwise, we will keep the amount in receipt account or payment account. So this is the concept of banking reconciliation statement in SAP. So if it is an incoming payment, so we were doing the configuration with APP. This is all about incoming or outgoing payments. So we will be, making the incoming or outgoing payment always with the bank sub account, not with the main account. This is why here system has asked for a bank sub account. So for us, we don't have this type of specification. We're using the same bank account for incoming and outgoing and everything. So even the system has asked like that, we can go for the bank GL we are having.
But as you said, if we are maintaining multiple sub accounts, we have to give separate account for receipt and
Yes.
payment, right?
Yes, yes.
How the system will know that this is for incoming payment processing and this is for outgoing payment processing? Is
No,
there
no.
separate linking or what?
See, this is what we are making here. Yeah, here we are making the configuration with all the outgoing payments, right? This is with the all outgoing payments, correct? See, this is all about the outgoing payments. We are making the configuration now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is that mentioned like outgoing payment? Because I can see on.
See, for the payment method C, there,
Okay, okay. At first we
Yeah, see.
selected vendor payments,
see,
outgoing payment,
yeah. So
Correct.
not vendor payment, outgoing payment.
outgoing payment,
So
right?
this
right.
payment method C means like you are going to make the outgoing payment.
Yeah, I remember.
The same way you are going to make the payment method C for incoming, then you may have to create a different payment method. There we specify it's an incoming.
Then it will not accept C again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
C will be specifically for outgoing payments.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why we have specified here the payment method also.
Is the standard payment method available for incoming payment?
Normally we'll be having C and T, but we can make a copy and we can use for incoming.
Sorry?
Right? We can make a copy of the payment method C, yeah, and we can use use that for the incoming payment.
Okay, by changing that C
Yes.
to some other alphabet.
Yes, possible.
Okay,
And
fine.
to simply change to outgoing into
So
incoming.
it is more like a customization, right?
Huh.
Okay, fine.
And also like we have the option to make the incoming payment also. I mean with the APP tool, but it's very rarely that we use
Yes,
the,
yes.
mass transaction of customer payments.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
the real scenario
Because
also.
not every customer pays
Yes,
on time
yeah,
in
correct.
reality.
That's why. But
Yeah, yeah.
we make the bulk payment to the particular vendors.
Yes, yes.
That's
This
why. Like,
happens everywhere.
yeah, yes. This is why now we have such a configuration. But still, we have the provision to do the incomings also.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Coming to the available amount. 3001. Available amounts. Yeah. New entries. Let's go for House Bank RT01. This account ID. Account ID was
HD0.
yeah. HD01. Why this account ID is House Bank, right? Not company code.
I have the
HDFC.
same doubt. Why you selected company?
Okay, sorry. T01. So for how many days system has to consider the dates for how many days due system have to make the payment from this bank account. So we can specify some dates, or generally we can go for 999. Then system will not do any date specification. Let it be from any date. System will consider the transaction from this house bank. ANR, let's go for, okay, let this with the maximum amount to make the payment without any date specification from this bank account. Yeah, save.
What
So,
is the
like,
days exactly?
Days is exactly means like, see, system will consider like the date, how many date of due. Yeah, say for example, it would be from 25 days, from 50 days. Yeah, but the system to have to pay the amount from the same bank account or some kind of configuration or specification. If you go
What
for
happens if I give 10 there?
beyond that, system will not go for this payment. I mean, this bank account.
That means every 10 days it will process payment, or what? I did not understand exactly
No,
what.
see, if we say, for example, all the payment transaction will be a specific date. Yeah, see, 17th of June 23. Okay, so here the due date we have to specify. Okay, so document pasted up to, or due date also will be a part of this one, right? So
Of the criteria.
yeah, so there system will clip if there is any due date specifications are there. But 999, if you specify, system will not consider any date specification. It will not go directly without any date.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that means if other conditions like minimum amount
Ah.
and all are satisfied, system will
Yes.
start
Yeah.
making payment.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
processing.
these things are like, different levels of conditions only.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have done the configuration, the standard configuration with FBZP. Okay. So now another configuration is like to update the data with the vendor. Okay. So we may have the what we can say the payment method configuration, or also you have seen with at the payment method itself, like if there is any required data at all. So such configurations like we have to make at the vendor level. So for us, we have to assign the payment method. Okay. So let's say we will assign default payment method to vendor, or anyway, which are the configuration required to be updated to the vendor. Beyond that, we have to do with the vendor master data. Let's go for a vendor 3100. Supply number 3100. So here, see, in the general data, here we will specify all the bank data. Okay. So coming to the assignment of payment method C, it will be available with the company code data. Okay. Select the BP role for company code. Come to company code. In the payment transaction, you can see from this company code, like what is the payment method for automatic payment transaction. Yeah. So we have to specify the payment method here. Just change it. Specify the payment method C. We're going to use the payment method C. Save it. Required name 3. Okay. Yeah. So we have specified the payment method to the vendor. So how many vendors do we have? We have to specify all the way the payment method. It can be different from one vendor to another vendor, but we have to specify what is the actual payment method for each vendor. Yeah, done. This much of configuration is enough to go for a mass transaction of payments. Now we will see how we can run the APP. Okay, so we will go for APP. The T code will be F110. So with all the configurations, yeah, and we know like for our company code, what company code will be the paying company code. For that paying company code, what is the bank specification or amount specification, everything we have made. With that configuration, now we are going to do some criteria or say parameter. So system will check the parameter with the configuration and we'll finalize, okay, how many vendors have to be paid, how many open transactions to be paid, and what is the total amount, or even from which bank account the payment have to be made. And system will close the entries also in F110. Okay. See, in F110, run date and identification. So the same date we may have different set of automatic payment processing. So for example, with this date, we are going to make or select 10 vendors in one transaction or one processing, or maybe the same day we may have to go for another set of data or another payment method. Then the same date we can identify using the identification key. Always we'll be having an identification key as a required field with the run date. Okay, so using the identification key, we can what we can say, go for multiple payment processing with the same date. Yeah, so with today's date, 17th of June 2023, let it be payment 1. Okay, so for the moment there is no parameters entered. Then what is a parameter? Come to the parameter. So this is our posting date. Documents posted up to. We can specify a different date up to, though that day system will consider the documents. Let's go for like a 10th of June. Then 11 to 7, what are the documents being posted, even if it is due or if it is ready for the payment, but still system will ignore those documents. By default, it will come the same date, but if we have a different date, we can change it. Go for company code, RT01, payment methods. Now we are going to make the payment only with C. Here, there is a next posting date. Then what is the use of this next posting date? See, let's say that we have this many transactions to be paid. So system will check due date, amount, and everything. So think about, we have 8 documents due with today's date. Yeah. So today it's like 17th of June 2023. So the total document is due is 8. Maybe so with some vendors, 1 vendor, 2 vendor, okay, whatever it is. Think about our next posting date be 20th of June. Okay, so today we made one transaction. I mean, automatic payment run. Next day of payment is 20th. So 18 or 19, we are not going to make any payment processing. Think about, we have one transaction which will be due on 19. Okay, so one transaction which will be due on 19, which means that on our next payment day, it will be overdue. Overdue or due. However, it will not be in not due status. Yeah, it will not be in the not due status. So any transaction is there which is going to be due or not due before our next payment date. Then even though the document is not due, system will consider that transaction also. Yeah. So if our next posting date is 20th and 19th, one payment is going to be due, okay, then system will take total 9 transactions. And this document also will be taken for this date. And if our next posting date is 19, then system will ignore, because that day we can make the payment. That's a due date. Okay. So this is why we have the next posting date. Anyway, it can be the very next day or any future date we can specify as the next posting date. Next posting date. Yeah. So we can specify the vendors. The vendors we can specify a single vendor or a series of vendor, even multiple selection. Let's go for 3106 and 7. So which vendor we have given? I think 3100 we have given, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 3100. Let's take all the vendors to 7. Yeah. So all the 3 vendors we will consider. So even customers also we can specify. In this free selection, some document level, for example, some document level we can specify. So for example, out of these vendors, only we may have to consider like 1 or 2 transactions. Think about one vendor, there is 10 due items, but only we have to go for 1 or 2 entries. We can specify here. Yeah. So system will check the due date. Payment methods have to be updated, and the payment have to be posted. Line item also have to be made. Save all the parameter. Come to the status. So here you can see parameters have been entered. So before there were no parameters. Yeah, now you can see parameters have been entered. So system will check with the configuration. These parameters will be checked with the configuration we have made. Yeah, so whatever it is like it's matching or satisfied will be considered for the payment. Now we'll go for a proposal. In the proposal, system will make the cross-checking and system will finalize like how many vendors to be paid, how many transactions to be paid. Yeah, so we may have multiple vendor selected. So we know some vendors will satisfy with the due date, or some vendors will satisfy with the payment method. So some other, but checkpoints will be there. So we can schedule a proposal. And also on scheduling, we can specify a different date also. As on that date, how the system have to cross-check with the configuration and the parameter. Now we'll go for start immediately with current status. How is to be start immediately, enter. So a proposal is running, refresh. A payment proposal have been created. Even this proposal we can edit, we can delete, even the parameters also we can delete. Yeah, go for display proposal. So there you can see that 2 vendors have been selected there, but one with a payment status and another with an exception status. See, this process or this execution is going to make the payment to only 3100, vendor 3100 Tata Technologies. Which means that in certain level, like our configuration is not going to match with the parameter for Adani Limited. This is what like Ramesh said before. Sometimes something will be missing with the vendor. It can be like an IBAN number. In our configuration, we have given something, and in the parameter, if it does not match, then system will make that account in the exception list. System will not make the payment. Only the what you can say match data with the parameter and the configuration will be taken for the payment. So we may have 10 vendors. Yeah, out of that, system will go for all the checkpoints and will finalize which are the vendors to be made, the payment. Yeah, so this vendor, remember, we have not given any, what you can say, payment method to this vendor. Yeah, and also the other vendor have not even a balance. Only these 2 vendors have the balance. Yeah, so here, if we find like this, and still we have to make the payment to Adani Limited, then we will check the all the checkpoints or the configuration or the parameter. Everywhere we may have to check why system is not considering this Adani Limited.
We have to fix that, and then again we have to run the payment. Okay, so we can go like this. Let's say system will make the payment only for the Tata Technologies based on the parameter, and if it is okay, we can go for the payment run, or we can edit the proposal, we can do the changes or whatever it is. Even we can see proposal can be deleted, yeah, or even parameters also can be deleted. Because with this payment run, still we have to make the Adani to be paid. Then we will delete the proposal, yeah, and maybe even the parameters also. We will do the required settings for the Adani. Again, we will do the rescheduling, so that Adani will be again considered. Yeah, so yeah, so for the moment we can go for payment run. Yeah, the payment also we can schedule to a different date, or even like with current data we can specify start immediately, enter. You can see payment is running, refresh, see one generated, one completed. So with that proposal, only one vendor was there. Anyway, it can have multiple transactions payable and all, but still for that vendor, only one payment will be made to close all the entries. So that is generated and that is completed. So we should have to get the message like this: one payment have been completed. So in the proposal and the proposal, we can see how many vendors will be posted, and that number of entries will be generated and completed, which means that in the payment log we can see what are the entries being posted. So system has posted this document number. Yeah, so this is the entry. Yeah, vendor 3100. So you can see what are the things happened with the time log. 3100 have been posted with this payment entry. Now if we check here, you can see some amount was there as a payable balance. See, that entry was posted. And remember, like in the payment method for country, we have specified the document type KZ. Normally it will be ZP, then system will show ZP over here. So we can identify, okay, this is an automatic payment. Also, if you open also, we can see. See, it's been made by payment method C. Yeah. And again, it's been made by F110. So all these data will be available there. Automatic payment program. So system will consider the entire parameter, will match with the configuration, yeah, filter some vendors, again some payable balances, and will complete the transaction. This is automatic payment program. Any question from this APP?
No, sir.
So I'll go for 10 minutes break. Yeah? Is my screen visible? Guys, is my screen visible? Hello, Harish?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is my screen visible? I didn't get
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, your screen is visible,
All right, fine.
but your voice is very.
Okay. So is my voice like very low to everyone, or how it is, Neha? Priyanka?
It is audible now, sir. Earlier it was very low.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you can just notify me. Okay, no issue. Fine. So yeah, APP. So after this APP, we will go for account statements. So periodic statements. So for generating the account statements, we can use the concept of correspondences. Okay. So using the correspondences, we can have an account statement generator. Okay. So we have some default correspondence types for generating the statement. I mean, for say correspondence is nothing but it can be a communication with our BP business partner, whether it's a vendor, a customer, whatever it is. Yeah. Say we have certain correspondence type, standard correspondence types like, see, these are the standard correspondence type. So payment notice with line items. So these are the standard correspondence types. So we can use this standard correspondence type SAP 06 to generate an account statement. Okay. Now we will see using this correspondence type SAP 06 how we can generate an account statement. Okay. So first it is with the correspondence type. So no need to create any new correspondence type. We can simply come and check. The standard correspondence type is like enough for us. We'll go for correspondence type 06 for making an account statement. Now we will assign the indicator to BP. I'll show this. What is an indicator to be assigned to a BP? Because at the time of generation, I mean, the statement generation system will ask for this indicator. Yeah, that indicator we will assign to the BP. Let's generate some customer statement. Let's say let's take this customer 1201. We have the transaction from 4th of June only. Okay, no issue. Customer 1201. Okay, fine. Let's go to BP. Customer number 1201. Open the customer. See, somebody is always changing the field status with the BP role level. So that's why when we created this one, this, the third name was not mandatory. Now see, it's bit mandatory. Anyway, the company code data. So we have a tab correspondence. So this is vendor. Make it as, what is the BP role for customer? FI customer?
FLCUW and FLCUW.
FI customer. Come to customer correspondence. Here,
down to bank statement. So basically this, the indicator we have to specify here. Yeah, take the customer data, come to the bank statement. So this is the indicator, whether it's a weekly statement or a monthly statement. Okay, specify the indicator, save it. Now, for this customer, using this account statement, yeah, or correspondence type SAP 06, we can generate a periodic statement. Yeah. So next will be to generate periodic statement. Order to sell. Company code RT01. Account type. So if we have to generate the report for the customer, statement for the customer, then what will be the account type?
D.
D. Go for account type D. Yeah. So account, we can specify how we want it. So this is 1201 now. Customer 1201. Okay. So indicator is 2. Correspondence type. Yeah, SAP 06. Execute. Yeah, date. Okay, so 1st of June 2023 to 17th of June 2023. So with this time period, that the system generate a statement with the correspondence type. Periodic account statement was requested. Go for yes. Yeah. Let's come to systems support request. See with today's date, one request is there. Upon this, say this is the statement for 1st of June to 17th of June. These are the transactions made. So basically, this correspondence type will be having a print program. Okay, a standard print program will be there with the format and all. So that print program and the format will be used to generate this report. Yeah, being it's a training interface, we have the company name as IDs and all. And here you can see the customer details, the statement details, and even the transaction details. So these are the transactions we had with the customer from 1st to 17th of June. Statements. The real scenario, like we always will go for, customized reports and all. Because the customer, I mean, they want the report in a different way, like the format they wanted would be in a different way. So always we go for, some new reports and all. But still, some standard reports also available in the system. Yeah. So here we have done nothing like using the same the standard correspondence type. Yeah, with that print program, we have taken the report for a customer for a certain time period. That's it. Account statement using a correspondence type. Clear? Correspondence type or accounts statement. Yeah. So we will discuss another type of correspondence. Anyway, this correspondence is nothing but the communication with the PP. Another type of correspondence we will discuss, that is dunning. Dunning. What is dunning? Ramesh? Dunning?
Sir, sending reminders or notices to our customers.
Correct. Okay. So what would be the reason to send the reminder?
Maybe late payments.
Yes, late payments. If the payments are due, okay, we will send some reminder letters to our customers. Okay, so dunning is a process where we can generate that reminder letters, or we say dunning notices. Okay, so using this dunning, we generate dunning letters or dunning notices. Yeah, so dunning letters are nothing but the reminders for the overdue receivable amount. So how we have made the mass transaction, you have seen, like when we have made some configuration and we have made some parameter. So based on the data which matches each other, system have made the payment. The same way here also we have to make some dunning configuration. And at the parameter time, we may specify different data. So one which matches with the configuration will be considered for generating a dunning letter. I can get you a very small example. Like we have taken one customer for generating a dunning letter, and if the customer is not having any due amount as on that day, maybe the next day or later than that, they may be having some overdue amount. Okay, but at that moment, if the amount is not due, or because of some configuration mismatching, yeah, system will ignore that customer. So there should always be a cross matching with the configuration of the parameter. Yeah. So first we will do some certain levels of configuration. Configuration in the sense like we have to specify how many dunning letters we have to generate. On dunning letters in the sense, see, let's say we have 17th of June 2023 as the dunning date. Today we are executing this dunning. So here, let's say we have taken the customer. So what is this customer? Okay, Birla. So we are going to consider Birla for generating the dunning letter. So think about, here we have 5 documents pending for the payment. So we have to receive the amount from 5 documents. Out of 5 documents, like maybe only 4 will be due. So total we have 5 documents. Out of that, due is only 4 documents. So system will generate the dunning letter for only 4, first of all. Second thing, there will be some amount limitation. Amount limitation in the sense, so we have to specify some minimum amount. Let's say minimum amount is like 1,000 rupees. Out of 4 due document, okay, 1 document is having a receivable amount less than 1,000. So system will take only 3 documents for the letter generation. And again, one more thing. So for the moment, like this many documents are due for the payment. Beyond that, there is one more thing. we will specify some grace period. See, grace period in the sense, see, these 3 documents are due for today. It doesn't mean like the same day or the very next day we will be generating the letter. So think about all these 3 documents we have been due by yesterday. So how we do? With the very next day we send the reminder, or like do we like stay for another 1 or 2 days, yeah, to check whether the customer is going to pay, or later we'll do the reminder. Yeah. So for that one, we can specify some grace period. Say for example, let's go for a days period of 2 or 3 days. Then what happens is this document is due for yesterday. Okay, one document was due for yesterday. Yeah. So there is a grace period to stay for another 2 days. So from 2 days, from the due date, system will wait for another 2 more days to generate a letter. So in this time period, even if we try to generate a letter, still system will go for the letter generation because there is a grace period. It's not like over, even the grace period is not over. Okay, so let's say like there is a one invoice which is under the grace period, yeah, which means that this is not like 2 days after the due. Maybe only 2 documents are there which satisfies all these conditions. So if we check directly, there will be 5 documents available as a receivable balance, but with all this criteria, system will filter to 2. So for only 2 invoices, system will send the generator. Yeah. So what I want to say is like, see, we have to go for some configuration. Yeah. Configuration will match with the parameter, then filter the data to some another number so that the letter will be generated. Okay. So this is what now we are going to do. So first we have to do the configuration. That set of configuration with the Dunning, we say Dunning procedure. The Dunning procedure, we will specify everything, the minimum amount to be done, or if there is any grace period, and also we say Dunning level. What is a Dunning level? See, here think about like we have executed, or we have generated one letter and we have sent to this party. Then what we will do? Do we do the again a reminder, or like we will not do anything? So one letter we have generated and we have sent to the party. Okay, then after that we may have to do this reminder again. Yeah. So level means how many Dunning letters we have to generate. 3, maximum we can 9. Yeah, 3 levels means 3 times we can generate the letter, one after one. So by this one, we will generate first letter. Again, we can generate the letter 2, second letter, but there will be some interval. Today we have generated first letter. Okay, maybe like we will not be going for second letter tomorrow. No, we'll wait for some days, maybe 5 or 10 days. We will wait for generating the next letter. So think about, for the same party, you have generated a letter, yeah, and the same condition, there is no condition change, no new invoices are due, nothing is there, the same condition. So if you have to go for the second letter generation, we have to wait for 10 days. Within 10 days, even system will not allow to generate another letter. Being the same due date, same invoices, same amount, yeah, the first letter already been generated. For second letter, there is an interval of 10 days. Only after 10 days, we can go for the second letter generation. Even system will not allow. Yeah, even if we try to generate with the same data for the second letter, within 10 days, system will not allow. After 10 days, we can see. Okay. So these are the configurations like we are going to do in the Dunning procedure. Okay. So FBMP. Before that, we have to create a Dunning area. So Dunning area is nothing but we can say the department or the team responsible for the Dunning activities. Okay. So first we will create one Dunning area. OB61. Let's go for new entries. Company code RT01. Let the Dunning area be D1. Okay. Lens Dunning area. Dunning area is a 2-character alphanumeral key. Yeah. Save it. So Dunning area D1. Now coming to Dunning procedure. Dunning procedure will be specifying all these things. How many levels of letters we have to generate? What will be the interval between like one letter to another? Yeah, and what will be the minimum amount to be considered for generating a letter? So all this data we will specify with a Dunning procedure. FBM. FBMP. You can see all these Dunning procedures. Okay. You open one Dunning procedure, you can see. Yeah. See 3 Dunning levels is there. Intervals in days 15, which means that after the first letter, the second letter can be generated only after 15 days. And a grace period is also here. So even we can go for the interest calculation and all with some standard keys. Yeah. Now we'll create a new procedure. A procedure, Dunning procedure DPRT. RT01. Dunning intervals in days. Let it be 10 days. You can go for 3 levels of running. Let's add one grace period also. Let it be 2. Okay. The standard Dunning. Save it. Now we have to specify all these details. So like the APP configuration, here also some levels of configurations are there. Go for Dunning level. So 3 levels of Dunning will be there, which means that 3 times we can generate a letter with same data. Days in arrears, see we have a grace period of 2. So this is why with due in the second day only we can have the first data be generated. Our interval was 10 days. So you can see after 10 days on 12th day from the due date, we can generate second letter, and 22nd day from the due date, we can go for the third letter. By default, it will be like this. Even we can do some adjustments. If, for example, third letter, we have to go for maybe 15 days. So we can manually make it as 27. Yeah? So interest calculation, we are not going with that. We have to do the Dunning for all these cases, and we need the printout also. So remember, for the statements, there was a print program, standard print program where there a format was there, template. Using that template, system has generated the statement. Same way here also, like some Dunning print program will be there. Using that print program, we can generate the dunning letters. Yeah, we can do the printouts also. Go for charges. So we can specify some charges to the dunning. Yeah? Dunning notice, processing fee, or something like that. For dunning level, we can specify by some directly by the amount or by percentage. Okay, so like 1% of the total amount we can specify. Or first level, we can specify 100 rupees as the dunning charge. So this also will be included in the notice. When we generate the letter, this also will be updated. Yeah. So second level, again we can go for 100. Maybe why we have to go for the second level? Because the first level it's not done. The first level we have made the reminder and the transaction have been closed. Then for that particular transaction, we no need to go for a second level. We will go for the second level only if the first level is pending. So the charge also will be pending. We can do like this, including the charge for the first letter. Yeah.
Sir, if the partial payment is then also we'll have to.
Yeah. Again, see it is based on whether the due date is there or not.
Okay.
If the payment is a different one, any transaction have been happened means like system will go for a new dunning.
So it will be in the same dunning. Matlab the level will be this again the second only. We'll not change the level as one.
Huh. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Why we have to go for a second level? If there is no what we can say, response from the customer, no payment have been made, then only we can have to go for the second level, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, we no need to go for second.
But if the person has made a partial payment on that document,
Hmm.
then also we'll go to the second level only.
Because if we do like that, see, then we may have to do some manual adjustments because the transaction, the receivable amount still, as you said, like it will be open in the system. Okay.
Yes.
That time we may have to do some adjustments. Otherwise, again, system will consider for this one for the second level dunning. Correct. Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So system will check the due amounts. Okay. In the due amounts, like the invoices will be due. So this is why we have the concept of like, the residual payments and all, or even after the advance, partial payments, still we can go for the manual clearing.
Okay.
At the time of payment, if the system is not clearing, again, we can do the manual adjustments.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. 300. Even if you remember, like say advanced posting, like we have made for vendor, it was like 48. We made an advance payment. And for 54, it was clearing, transfer. Okay. So
Yes.
basically, if we do the transaction in clearing also, still the invoice will be open. Yeah. So think about,
Yes.
we have an invoice of 1,000 rupees. We made an advance of 1,000 rupees and we have transferred the 1,000 rupees. So the vendor total balance will be 0 because invoice is there 1,000 rupees and our amount was also transferred 1,000 rupees. So this will be credit balance, and once we clear, a debit balance will be done. So still the both the entries will be open if we go for F-54. At the same time, the same transaction we can make it to F-53. If there is any, see, why we have this, we will be having an advance payment like this. Okay, we cannot say that always the invoice amount will be exactly the same as that of advance. At least a decimal value will be like up or down. So
Yes.
whatever it is, still we can make the payment clear by F-53 or F-52. If we go for F-53 or F-52, see, this invoice is going to be cleared. Actually, we no need to go for F-54 for this transfer. Long back it have
Okay.
been used like that, but still we can go for F-53 or 52. So there will not be any case of still keeping this invoice open, yeah, even after we make the payment. So there
Okay.
are a lot of provisions or possibilities we can do with SAP with the payments up and down. Same way here also, if the system have made some payment as a partial, as you said, like normally it will be open only, but you know, like it's a special case, yeah, then we no need to take the customer again back to the dunning procedure, I mean dunning process, then we can do some adjustments there. So system will ignore. Yeah.
Okay. Sir.
Yeah. So dunning charges we can specify. Coming to the minimum amounts. So what can be the minimum amount? Say we can go for an invoice, I mean a dunning letter, only if the amount is more than 1,000 rupees. So the receivable amount is, if it is less than 1,000 rupees, system will not generate a dunning letter. Last configuration with the dunning text. This dunning text is nothing but the template or the format, the print program. Which format we have to use to generate this letter. Okay, so dunning text. As we have seen, like in SAP 06 correspondence type, there we will be having one default print program. Similarly, here also we can have standard print programs, like a lot of print programs. So out of that one, we can choose to generate the letter. Now, when we do the activation for this particular company code for the first time, okay, there we will not be directly going to the dunning text or the print program specification, but you can see here, this is the first time we are activating this dunning with the company code. Then say system will come to this screen where we can specify whether we want to go for the dunning based on the dunning areas, or we have to generate separate letters for separate levels. We have 3 levels of dunning. If you want to generate separate letters for each level, whenever we do the dunning, each level system will generate a letter. You know, the letter data can be different, at least the charge. First level we have given 100 rupees, second level we have given 200 rupees. Even if the receivable amount and everything is same, still like at least the charges will be different from letter 1 to 2. So here we can specify whether in this company code, once we generate a dunning letter, dunning area wise you have to generate the letter, or separate notices to be generated per level. Yeah, it's a one-time configuration. Next time, if we do this dunning procedure to the same company code, we may need to come here. Yeah, so we'll specify our company code is 01. Let's go for separate level or letters for separate levels. Save this. And now we can specify the actual template for each level. Yeah, so we have activated. We need separate letter for each dunning level. Now go for dunning text. Again, the same way company code. Here we can specify what would be the form or the format or the template or the print program. Yeah, it's not the print program, it's a template. We have to specify. So letter 1. See, there are a lot of different standard print programs you can see. So you can see dunning form with interest, yeah, notices for the respondent, so on. So formats will be there. You can choose dunning form because we are going with the standard thing only. Double click on this dunning form. See, this is the format. So system have a standard template with this format we can apply for generating a letter. It's a template. So separate letter for separate each level. Go back. We have made all the configuration. Simply save the procedure. So we got the Dunning procedure, DPRT. Now this Dunning procedure we have to assign to the customer. So for that particular customer, based on the specification of the Dunning procedure, yeah, system will generate the letter. We know how many levels of letters to be done, and what will be the grace period. Yeah, if there is interest calculation is there, and everything is there, what is the running charge, everything will be applicable to that particular customer. So assign Dunning procedure to customer master. We will edit the customer with PP and we will assign the Dunning procedure. Customer is open or not? No. Okay, fine. Just go to BP. Customer number is 1201, I think. Yes. In the same tab where we have assigned that indicator, yeah, we can add the running procedure also. So when you open the customer, open the communicate data, yeah, come to the correspondence tab. There, see the first one is to specify Dunning procedure. Save it. DPRT. Save it. So Dunning procedure have been assigned to the customer. Now there is some amounts are there. So let's try to generate a letter for this customer and we will see. Generate Dunning letter. So F110 we have used to generate the payment. Now to generate the Dunning letters, we can use the decode F150. Even the screen also will be a little bit similar. You can see that. F110 we have used to do the payment program with the run date and identification key. Identification key is nothing but the same date we can have multiple processes. See, another set of vendors we can do with the same date with a different identification P2. Otherwise, how we will do with the same date? Yeah. So similarly, see here you can see we go for P2. See, another set of parameters, another set of data we can execute at the same date. The same way with F150 for generating a letter, there also system will ask for the run date and identification key, which means that the same date we can run the Dunning letter multiple times with different set of parameters. Okay. So 17th of June 2023, we can specify a Dunning letter, let it be D1. No parameters added. Parameters Dunning date be 17th of June 2023. Documents posted up to, say, remember in F110 also we have the documents posted. Okay, so up to that date, like what are the documents is available for generating a letter, we can consider 3001 customer 1201. Yeah, anyway, we can ignore this. save it. Then come to the status. You can see before it was there is no parameters. Now some parameters have been maintained. Okay, we can generate a dunning letter directly from here. Even we can go for a schedule with a different date and all. We can do the dunning process, or we can directly go for generating a dunning letter. So with this details like RT01, we are going to generate individual notices for first customer 1 dates. We have the standard output device LP01. System will generate the letter. Printout is there and sample printout is also there. If we go for sample printout, yeah, it will simply a test run. Test run means like an actual letter will not be generated, which means that if you generate a letter, then you can go for the second level only. Yeah, see, we have the first letter to be generated, and after 10 days only we can go for the second letter. So if it is a test run, anytime you can generate the letter. So the sample printout is a test run. So first we can check which are the data available and all. If it is confirmed, means we can go for the actual run or the update printout. Update printout means the dunning also will be executed. Yeah. Print preview. Just go for a sample printout. Let's say. So to this customer with the dates and all, yeah, up to this date, it's a test printout. First dunning letter, all the details will be there. So these are the invoices painting for the payment, and these are the days in arrears. Okay, with dunning level 1 and dunning charge also have been updated. First letter. The first letter will be generated. Being it's a sample printout, again we can do the execution. System will generate the same letter. Okay. But if it is an update run, then we will not be able to do this today. We have to wait for another 10 days. Then only we can go for the letter. Then it will be the second letter. Test printout. If it is confirmed, yeah, then we can go for the actual processing. Can go for the printout. Printout. Now it's an update run. So system will ask for a confirmation. Go for yes. See, it's not a test printout now. It's an actual print. First dunning letter will be having all the details. Yeah. So first letter. And if you try again, then system will not allow being the first letter already been generated. So we have to wait for another 10 days based on the configuration if you want the second letter. Yeah. So this is how we can generate a dunning letter. So you can go for dunning history, and based on the details, even we can generate the letters. If again we can see Why it's not generating? It should take it. Yes, display running notice. See. Is done. Yeah. So based on the due amounts for a particular date, with all the configuration or the criteria, we can send a reminder to the customer. Yeah. So we have started from APP. It's a tool to manage mass payment entries, receivable or payable with vendor or customer can be made with the configurations, with the payment company codes, the amount limitations, payment method and all. The data, whichever is equal to the vendors. And by running this APP, you have seen how system has generated the letter, the payment, yeah, with filtered with the criteria. Account statement is just a very simple process with a standard correspondence type. We have generated a statement. System has generated a statement with the print program, the standard print program available with the statement. It's another type of correspondence or the communication we do with the customer for the overdue receivable amount. Yeah, with some certain intervals and the criteria, we can generate a reminder letter to the customer. Yeah, there we have specified like how many levels of letter can be generated, what can be the time interval between the levels, and the minimum amount for considering the letter generation. All these things we have made as a running procedure. Assigning the running procedure to the customer, it's been activated, and based on that, a particular customer, we have generated the running letter. Yes. So these are the main points we have discussed. So any more question?
So can we have different running procedures for different BP? Like
yes,
we
sure. Yeah, possible.
Okay.
Because see, for a particular type of customers, we will keep 10 days for the second letter. Okay. For another set of customers, we can go for like 2 or 3 days for the second letter. So this means like it will be with different running procedures. So we have to create different running procedures, and those running procedures have to be assigned to the customer master possible.
So we can create at company code level and then we assign to that individual BP.
Company code level in the sense?
Like we created the Dunning procedure at the company code.
No. Running procedure is not company code level. It's a client specific data.
Okay.
It can be assigned to any company code, any customer in the system.
Okay.
Yeah. And here running procedure, okay, up to limit you can say that running procedure is company code specific, because if we come to the what you can say, the running text specification, there we have the activation. There you remember running procedure, like we have activated, or at the time of running text, you have seen like the company code will be assigned for the separate running notices and running per running area. But that is simply an activation to the company code. Okay, but still we can assign in anyway.
Okay. So we'll have to make different running procedures.
If we have different set of criteria, like for generating the letter, maybe the best example, as we said, we will wait for 10 days, but for particular customer, we don't need to wait for 10 days, maybe 2 or 3 days. Then we go for another running procedure, create like that, assign to that customer.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more question? Okay, then we will see tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.